Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me tonight on the Saturday night live stream. We're back on Saturday this week, where we're going to talk about the news, we'll talk about the markets, we'll talk about Bitcoin, of course, and other alt currencies. We'll talk about DeFi. It's our new subject for the last several months. And I'll take questions as usual. I'll do my very best to get your questions answered, doing like the troubleshooting thing. I must remind everyone this is not a investment forum. I will talk about Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin, but I'm not here to give you investment advice. I'm not here to tell you what the latest hottest altcoin is. I'm here to help you with technical issues with moving and managing cryptocurrencies and wallets and that kind of stuff. And I will move Bitcoin around, I'll move crypto around, and so you can see things in motion. So let's get things started. All right, so welcome everybody. I'm here in my lair. You can see I've got the computer rig back here on white light to give me a little light on this side of my face. I've got the key light going. I've got the cameras set up. It's been an exciting week for Bitcoin. I can't remember where we were last week, but I'm thinking it was, I think I did a story about 13K, and we were maybe a little over under 13K. So we've had quite a bit of a run up since last week. We're down a bit today. So we're going to talk about all of that. And like I said, I'm going to purchase some Bitcoin and I'm going to show you how to move it around into various wallets. We'll talk about that, and then we'll do some DeFi. I'll talk about some DeFi. So let's get moving. I'm going to go over to this screen here. And I would, before we get too far into it, I'd like to point out, if you'll look, I will direct your attention to the screen below, which is down below your video. There is a thing called the description where there's all kinds of goodies, and I work on that every week, so I would like you to take a look at it. At the top here are all of my partners and my affiliate links, where if you're interested in any of these projects or browsers or signing up for any of these cryptocurrency exchanges, I would encourage you to use my affiliate link. I do get a small bonus from that, but you don't have to pay anything extra, so I would appreciate it to help support my channel. So we've got crypto.com here at the top. I will use crypto.com to buy a little crypto tonight. There's Kraken also. You can check that one out. There's a link there to get you started. There's a link here for the Ledger Nano S or X, and it's a hardware-based cryptocurrency wallet. Some people call it cold wallet. So it's my go-to wallet for storing cryptocurrency. So I will talk about and demo a Ledger device. I've got the S here in my hand, and I've got an X laying around here too. There's two different ones. The X is the newer version. It's bigger screen, holds more apps, so it has a larger memory capacity. It does cost more, so depending on your needs. But I usually recommend this one for anybody that's getting started. I find it a little easier to use, even if you're only going to use a couple of cryptocurrencies. If you want to store several cryptocurrencies, then you definitely want to go with this one because it has more room for apps. All right. And let's see, we got Binance US and Coinbase, and I've set up a link down here to some of the major DeFi websites. I think W was in here earlier and probably still here, and he asked me about DeFi. I will talk about some new DeFi sites, but I've got some links to these here. Uniswap being the big one. There's Compound, Yearn, Synthetics. And then on the Binance Smart Chain, we've got Pancake Swap, Bakery Swap, Burger Swap, Narwhal Swap, some cool stuff going on with the Binance Smart Chain. And then I've got links to all of our news stories here below. So I invite you to check those out if you want to read the entire articles. Hello, everybody. I'm going to pop out chat here real quick so that I can move this over to the side and just greet you wonderful people who have shown up and given me your presence and your support. I appreciate it. Kudos to you. W, like I said, was here early. Silverback Gorilla is here. Echo Media is here, begging to be adopted again. Okay. Paul is here. LTC Perosi, a repeat viewer, repeat offender, as we say. It is a very sad day today. Today was a bull for crypto since 2016, but now with Biden, I'm so depressed about life. Okay. Was a bull for cryptos. Yeah, so, I've heard Biden's good for crypto. I've heard Trump's good for crypto. I've heard the stock market's good for crypto. I heard the stock market's bad for crypto. I heard the dollar's good for crypto. The dollar's bad for crypto. Who knows? But we will talk about some of those factors tonight when we go over the news. Treb3, Crypto Time. Scott Lee. Hey, Scott. Good to have you all the way from the great state of Hawaii. Are they making a new ledger? I do not know. As far as I know, they haven't given me any indication. They do occasionally approach me about new products. Oh, thank you, Paul. Paul just gave me a $5 tip. I appreciate that. It's very nice of you. If you got a question, Paul, I'll try to keep my eyes over there on the board if you want to ask a specific question. Mark Sparky, Mr. Rike76, Nina, Dave, welcome back. Kevin, Alex, David, Perez, Shahid, Hamid. It's great to have everybody here tonight. Let's dive into the news real quick. I'll try not to babble and blab too much about the news. But this is the CoinDesk article from earlier today. And as you can see over here, it looks like the current price of Bitcoin is $14,891, which is not horrible. It looks horrible because it says -5, almost -5% down. But you have to remember it was like 10% up yesterday. So, we'll talk about whether this is a major pullback or not. So here we go. Market wrap Bitcoin loses steam at 15.9K, and then over 600K ETH yanked from DeFi. So Bitcoin rally all the way up to around 15.9, so very respectable, coming up from, 14 something the day before. So it was quite a run up yesterday, pretty amazing. Bullish for the last 4 weeks, rallying from 10,000 all the way up to 15,000. In fact, I was, when I was preparing this morning for this, I was going to talk about how Bitcoin was comfortably over 15 and how amazing that was. And here now it's dipped a little under 15, but not a lot, right? So percentage-wise, we're not in too bad of shape. This rally is quite different from if those of you who were around in 2017 and following Bitcoin. Bitcoin was very, very volatile back in those days. It was very high spikes and very large drops and pullbacks. It was when it got coverage in the mainstream media, it was usually on those down days because they were just bashing Bitcoin whenever they thought they could. They were trying to beat it when it was down. So every time Bitcoin dropped, I would see headlines that said Bitcoin plunges 10%, and I was like, yeah, but it was up 20 yesterday. But we're not seeing that as much, right? This has been a pretty steady climb over the last several months, weeks. So a little more of a sustained rally than 2017. That's just my own interjection there. So this is a great article. It goes into the charting and where its next resistance and support might be, right? So I had seen an article that said, is it going to be at 16 or 14? So We're not at 14. We're at 14.8. So that's a far cry from 14. So Bitcoin's been doing rather well since last week when we were all together, and now again. And then another thing that they mention here is that Ether locked in DeFi has been dropping. A lot of people are pulling their ETH out of DeFi. I'm not sure if that's bullish or not for Ethereum, but it is a fact. Rocky 30 days. There was quite a pullback in the DeFi market over the last month or so since the beginning of September, and there was kind of a push yesterday in the overall altcoin market up, but it's kind of pulled back, but it has certainly not recovered from its heady days of let's say October, November, September. What comes before September? August? Yeah, I mean, August, things were looking really good in August for the altcoin market, right? So we'll, whether that's a good or a bad sign, we don't know. I don't know. So maybe the article would shed some light on that, whether, but it's just a factor of the DeFi market was on a downswing. So there are some people pulling their money out of DeFi. That doesn't mean they're selling their Ethereum. It means maybe they're just pulling it out of some of these platforms. All right, and then we've got some 4 on-chain metrics which suggest Bitcoin price rally may not stop at 16,000. Whatever. Thank you so much. Whatever. I appreciate that. $10 tip. Throw out a question if you got one. I'll see if I'll take a stab at it. But in addition to the price action of Bitcoin being much different this time around, there's a lot of adoption news, and there's quite a bit of institutional interest, and there's some major institutionalized financial companies that are bullish on Bitcoin publicly, right? We did not have that back in 2017. We've got Goldman Sachs bullish on Bitcoin. We've got JP Morgan Chase is now bullish on Bitcoin publicly. And then, of course, we've got Square Inc., which has invested in Bitcoin, $50 million purchase of Bitcoin not too long ago, and their stock is going crazy. So things are looking good for companies that are involved in Bitcoin and in blockchain, right? So there's a lot of momentum pushing Bitcoin upward from here, just on the outer, areas. All right, and now, but this article talks about what do they call them? We always talk about on-chain metrics, right? These are things going on with the Bitcoin blockchain itself, which are indications that we're still in a bull market, right? Number of BTC held on exchanges drops. The idea here is that when if you're a savvy Bitcoin holder, you're not holding your Bitcoin on exchanges. You hold it in your own wallets. We're going to talk about that. I better get to moving on buying some Bitcoin so we can watch it. But most of the time you want your Bitcoin to be held in your own wallet. So when bulls or when whales are ready to sell, they move their Bitcoin onto the exchanges. So when the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges is high, the indication there is that they're ready to sell, right? And when people pull their Bitcoin off the exchanges into their own wallets, that is a bullish sign, because that means that they're holding their Bitcoin, right? That's the idea there. I don't know if that's true, but it is. In the past, historically, it's been an indicator. So that's a good sign, right? And then we've got the unmoved BTC supply. These are Bitcoin wallets that have not moved Bitcoin in a long time. Now, as you may know or not, Bitcoin is not an anonymous cryptocurrency. People seem to think it is, and a lot of people were bashing Bitcoin, saying it was only used by criminals, but any self-respecting criminal as right mind would not really use Bitcoin to try and launder money, because the Bitcoin blockchain is transparent. Anyone can see it. And there are a lot of firms out there that do analytics, and that's why they know all this stuff about Bitcoin. They can, the Bitcoin blockchain is transparent. So you can see wallets, you can see balances, you can see transactions. All of that stuff is available for all to see. It is a public ledger. The Bitcoin blockchain is like a giant ledger. Like if you think about back in the old days, a firm had a huge book that had debits and credits, and the main account was the only person that made changes in that book, right? And that was the book, the ledger of a business. Now, Bitcoin is very similar to that in that it has a list of all the transactions that have ever occurred on the Bitcoin blockchain, but it is an immutable, which means it cannot move, it cannot change, right? Once an entry is made in the Bitcoin blockchain, cryptography goes into play to lock that in. And once a block is created, all of the transactions in that block become part of the history in that ledger. And they use hashes, they use all kinds of cryptography to verify and lock in the ledger so that no one can go back in time and alter it. And you can't go back and fudge the ledger and say that you moved 2 Bitcoin instead of 4 or something like that. It's not possible. That's the way, unless somehow it gets cracked. And there's been talk of that, but as it stands right now, it's the technology in Bitcoin that cannot happen, right? Cryptography wise, right? That's what's so amazing about Bitcoin. It uses math to keep track and computers. No clear sign of a top yet. That's good news for us, right? Unrealized Bitcoin profits signal the rally may continue. This is looking at peaks and where people bought Bitcoin and where maybe they have made a profit since they bought it, and whether there's profit that's unrealized, right? Despite the price of Bitcoin being above 15,000, the relative unrealized profit is at 0.53. This shows BTC has the potential to see a broader rally before a strong pullback. All right, very cool. Now I'd like to talk a little bit. And then there's this other article that talks about it's an organic pump, that a blow-off top is unlikely. A blow-off top is a bad thing, right? That's where you get to that really high top and then it just blows off and it's gone and there's this huge drop, right? So we have not seen that. We've seen a slight pullback today, but we haven't seen a blow-off top. So, and this article probably touches or overlaps a little bit with this article. So, Bitcoin is moving from exchanges to individual wallets. That's pretty much the same thing as the first one here, which is number of BTC held on exchanges drops, right? So both of these articles are kind of complementary. But if you're number of hodlers, right? So you might want to check both of these articles to sort of make yourself feel better that looks like Bitcoin is here to stay, of course, and it looks like the market is going up. And that's good for Bitcoin and the altcoins. Bitcoin always tends to bring up the altcoins too. People have confidence in Bitcoin, they have confidence in altcoins, right? So I've got an article here about DeFi and what it's all about. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. There are a lot of ways to invest or cryptocurrency in DeFi platforms where you can not only trade on those platforms from your own wallet, so it's very secure, but you can also borrow and lend cryptocurrency through smart contracts and earn interest. They call that yield farming, where you can provide, you can stake your coins, and then you can also deposit your coins in liquidity pools, providing liquidity for these decentralized exchanges and getting a piece of the action, right? The trading fees. All right. There is a lot of risk to all of these, right? Even just buying cryptocurrency is a risk. So I don't want you to think that I'm advocating that you run out and mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin. I'm not, right? You need to be mentally prepared to lose your entire investment, right? That's the only way you can go about investing in crypto. It's very volatile, it's very experimental, but there are rewards out there for those that are willing to take those risks. But you have to be prepared for the down days, right? Which there have been quite a few since 2017, right? The dreaded crypto winter of 2018 springs to mind. But this is a great article. It talks about, what Bitcoin is, how it works, how it's changed the world. It's changed the world of finance. It is a decentralized currency that does not rely on banks. It has introduced some groundbreaking technology to the world. It's not, and not only has Bitcoin has been a currency, but there are other projects like Ethereum that allow these other things that I mentioned, DeFi, right? Smart contracts, sub tokens, yield farming, that sort of thing. And most of these projects are open source, which means you can review the code, like Uniswap and Compound, Yearn Finance, and then a lot of Ethereum is locked into these platforms. And so we're entering into a world of finance that might supplant our centralized banking system. And that's exciting and scary at the same time, because the old guard does not go down easy, right? So there'll be a lot of volatility. There'll be a lot of ups and downs as we make a big transition, right? We've done that through history, right? Big transitions, like transitioning from an agrarian society in the U.S. to an urbanized society, right? And people in the old world lose jobs, and people, farmers move to the city and made their fortune there. So there's always transitions in history, right? All right, so anyone can participate. That's the thrust of this article, is that right now they mention that there's only about 1.2% of the population is engaged in all of this crypto stuff. So I'm sure you're all glad to hear that you are all part of the 1.2% of the people that are involved in crypto and DeFi. Pretty exciting. And so eventually we would like that to reach the remaining 99% of the world, right, of the population. Right now we're just a bunch of speculators, right, pioneers. So welcome on the journey, guys. I would like to talk about Ledger. There have been a lot of stories about Ledger getting scammed, Ledger users getting scammed by phishing emails. So I would like to sort of walk you through this. Before I go too much further, I would like to say that this device is designed to generate a random private key when you initialize it. You can reinitialize it ad infinitum, right? It can always be reinitialized and a new random key can be generated, although that's really not the point of this device. Generally, you initialize it only once, and then you use this random private key on the device to generate multiple cryptocurrency wallets. Those private keys are not held by the company Ledger. They do not have any information about your private key. They don't have any way of accessing your cryptocurrency. So all of these stories about people getting scammed has nothing to do with the fact that Ledger got hacked and somehow they were, from that information that they got, they were able to hack into people's wallets. That's not the way these these scams are working. What got hacked or leaked during these breaches was customer information, right? Names, emails, phone numbers, right? So, but that is information that is useful to a scammer because they can pretend to be Ledger and then trick you into giving up control of your wallet. And there are two hacks here that I'd like to talk about that are in this article. And so the first one, which is pretty scary, is that they sent out an email and they said they were from Ledger, and they told the user that they needed to update their device. And this Ledger, if you look closely here, this ledger.com, the E there is not the English letter E. It is what they call a homoglyph, which just means a letter that looks like another letter. I'm not sure what language that E belongs to with the dot underneath it, but it was used to fool people into thinking that it was really ledger.com. Now, there are other types of URLs that a hacker might try to get you to click on, which are a little more obvious, like, and I can show you one. But what happened is that people went to this. Thank you, whatever. Again, I don't know if you have a question, but I'll need to scroll back up there. But let me get through this article here. So when they went to this faux site, right, the site asked them to update their device, and then malware was downloaded to the computer that was able to access the device and empty the wallets, at least the XRP wallets. I'm not really sure how that worked. I've done quite a bit of searching online about how this particular malware was able to do that, and I haven't found much info besides this tweet here. Most of the articles about this particular hack, this XRP hack, were from this XRP forensics company, and they didn't really explain what this malware was, how it worked, or anything like that. But basically they just said, XRP, let's see, okay, let's see, where is it? All right. Victims were fooled into downloading malware posing as security updates, which drain the balance from their Ledger wallet. So I really don't know how that works, because I always thought that you had to hit the buttons on the Ledger, but perhaps it's some sort of firmware update that allowed them to empty. And if it were Ledger people, I would think they would be talking about more than XRP. I thought if someone had a malware that would allow them to drain someone's wallet, I would think that they would take the Bitcoin and everything else. So it may be, and like I said, I can't find out much information about this. It may be XRP specific hack of some kind that only affected the XRP private key on the device. I don't know. All right. But basically, don't click on links if you're not sure what they are. Right. If you want to go to Ledger, the best thing to do is go to ledger.com, right? And just make sure you're on the Ledger. Type it in yourself. Save the link in your browser somewhere, so that if you think there's something that's important, you can go straight to the source. Don't click links that people give you in emails, right? And then in addition to that, there's another scam, and this is the more probable scam that I could see. I don't understand this whole thing about them hacking XRP wallets, but apparently it occurred, according to this tweet, right? There was another email that was from Team Ripple. Why is this all about Ripple anyway? But anyway, these scammers were able to convince users to provide their private key, right? And that's the big no-no, right? Don't ever give your private key And they're talking about the 24-word recovery phrase. Seed phrase. Handing over your ledger seed phrase or crypto private key in order to qualify for the non-existent program, right? So they were like, okay, so we've got this big giveaway. We're going to give you away all this Ripple, but you got to sign up for it. In order to qualify, you got to give us your private key, your 24-word recovery phrase. This is one reason, and this is one reason I'm not big on this whole Spark thing. Now, I know Spark is not asking you to provide your private key, but it's similar. I don't trust it. It feels scammy to me. It's one step away from this, which is having someone convince you that you need to give up your private key in order to qualify for something, right? So that's why a lot of people ask me, oh, can you explain how to do the Spark thing where I'm going to get a bunch of Spark tokens if I go into my XRP wallet and flag a bunch of stuff, and I'm not comfortable with that, right? But that's not, as far as I know, Spark is not that, hasn't been proven to be a scam. I just don't like the feel of it, right? Very similar to this, right? Don't ever, even in like the browser window, like if it pops up and says type in your key, your 24-word recovery phrase, run away fast. All right, so there were some people that threw some tips my way, and I would like to just kind of scroll through to see if they had any specific question. Howdy, everybody, whatever. Spark tokens. I'm sorry, Spark. He gave me $10. I can't really help with Spark. Okay, so, but you did tip me, so I can, claiming Spark tokens. There are some, here's an article on doing it. There are some step-by-step videos on how to do it. So I would probably stick with the... usually there's a Medium article somewhere. I can't get rid of this stupid thing. Oh, this isn't even in English. Okay. Eek. Okay. Spark token, claiming Spark. I thought there was a Medium article about this. Spark token, Medium. Whoops. Okay. I guess I'm not going to be able to find it. Echo? Stop? I think my wife is trying to stream music in one of the other rooms in the house, and sometimes our devices get confused. You tell it to play music, and then you hear it playing in one of the other rooms, and you're like, what? So anyway, doggone it. See, this whole thing really makes me nervous. I would say just don't do it. But, I mean, people will not stop asking me about it. So I can direct you. I believe I read through this. You got to sign all these disclaimers and everything. But, more power to you. But here they are, again, appealing to your sense of greed by telling you they're going to give you something free if you provide all this personal information. I have to tell you, I'm one of these people that is very anti survey, right? I will not ever fill out surveys. I tried it back in the 2013-14. I had heard, oh, you know what? It's a great way to make money, but you can make money by doing surveys, right? And there's all these websites where you could sign up for all this stuff and do all these surveys in order to gain, like, they were like faucets, right, where you would get small amounts of money, and the idea was that you would sign up for all these you would be a professional survey person in your spare time, and you'd pull in like, $500 a month or $1,000 a month, whatever, just doing all. And the more I did them, the more I realized that they were just sucking all of my personal information out of me for a very small return. There were a lot of these, they'd say, oh, there's a new survey available, and you go fill it out, and then you give them all this information, and then they'd be like, sorry, you don't qualify. But they had already gotten all that information. So I became very anti-survey. And my thing that I would say is I am not a data point, right? So every time, you call a company or whatever, you pay your bill, your power bill, your light bill, whatever, they're all like, oh, take a survey, tell us how we're doing. I'm like, screw you, I'm not a data point. Now that may be extreme, but it has served me well, right? When someone is asking you for personal information, it's usually a red flag. So why they need all my personal information about my XRP wallet to give me Spark, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. But there's the link. That's probably your best bet. Maybe also, did I put that link there? Yeah. Maybe this other one, the YouTube walkthrough looked all right, like this one. Oh, I think I've seen this one, right? So this might not be a bad one either.
What's up, Chris?
Right? This guy walks you through pretty much the whole process, and he gives you some links to the articles and whatnot, right? See, there you go. It's a nice full set of links. So there's a good YouTube link for you. Watch his video. He's pretty good. Explanation of what he's doing, and he provides links down below on how you go about doing this. Sorry, I'm not the guy. I don't have any XRP either. I got out of XRP several months back. I got tired of waiting for it to make me rich, and I had other things going on, right? I got to a point where I had broken even, and I was like, it's time to get rid of this coin and put my money elsewhere. So that's it. All right, so let's buy some Bitcoin. I've talked a lot. Let's get this out of the way. All right, what is this? Why is it? Looks weird. Let's try the next one. There we go. Ooh, that one's nice. That's cool. All right, so let's buy some Bitcoin. Let's go to, first I'm going to do Crypto.com because they're one of my partners, and it's a very easy way to buy Bitcoin. And so we'll launch Crypto.com. And Crypto.com is also a great way to check the price of Bitcoin. Their servers are in Hong Kong, so they always tend to be a little ahead of the rest of the world. I always think they always, like, if I want to know the latest price of Bitcoin, I always launch Crypto.com and check it, right? So here we are. It says 14.9, and if we go to, say, CoinMarketCap, they're telling us that the price is 14,898, right? Which isn't, well, maybe that's about the same. But in general, I've found that Crypto.com seems to have the most current price of Bitcoin. They're usually like, half an hour ahead of all of the other places where I check the price of Bitcoin. All right, so if we want to buy some Bitcoin, we'll just hit trade, and we'll hit buy, and we'll choose Bitcoin here. And I'm going to use my debit card to do this, right? They were waiving fees for several months, but that has ended now. But they still have pretty small fees comparatively. So let's do 0.02. Yeah, 0.1. No, let's do 0.15. There we go. All right, that's about $22 worth of. Oh, they're not going to let me do that. Okay. Well, okay. So I got to buy at least like $30 Bitcoin. That's reasonable. All right. Now, when we hit buy Bitcoin and we get over to this screen, we can see there our fee, right? It's $1. So they're going to charge us $1 to buy that Bitcoin. Actually, I think if you buy a little more, the fee is a little more reasonable. We'll see. There, I did it again. I talked too long. Anyway, let's go ahead and hit confirm here. and it's going to query my card, and it's going to buy some Bitcoin for us. Now, and then once we buy that Bitcoin, we want to put it in our own wallet. All right, I get a little confirmation that that's occurred. Everything's good. And then I'm going to launch Ledger Live, which is the software for managing your cryptocurrency on your Ledger device. And I don't have my Ledger connected at the moment, but that's okay. All I want to do is send some Bitcoin into this account, and this can be done without attaching the Ledger at all. Right, so I'm going to go to the account that I want the Ledger, the Bitcoin to go to. Right. In fact, I have an address. Now, if you hit receive and you don't have the device attached, you can just hit don't have your device, and it's going to generate a sending address for you. And every time you do this, you'll get a new one, unless you didn't send any Bitcoin the last time you did this, right? I can do this over and over again. It'll keep giving me the same one until I actually send some Bitcoin in, right? Right? And then, so every time you use this wallet to send Bitcoin and store in there, it's going to generate a new sending address each time. It'll still go to the exact same wallet, but every wallet can have multiple sending addresses. Now, a lot of people also ask me, oh, but what about that one address that I used last time? Will that still work? And the answer there is yes. You can continue to send over and over again to any of the generated sending addresses of your Bitcoin wallet here in the Ledger Live, and it will always end up in the wallet, right? You can keep using the same address over and over again if you want to, right? But the way that this design is designed, it gives you the option of generating a new one each time, right? So, but with Crypto.com, we're going to go ahead and just send the Bitcoin to an existing address that I have whitelisted, right? So, wow, that was quite a jump, right? Where it's like $100 jump there. It was 1501 and now it's like 14899. So Bitcoin's been very volatile today. So it can be quite unnerving to a newcomer. Let's say you went out and you spent $100 on Bitcoin, and then you watched it, and the next day it was like worth $90. Oh, what happened? I lost $10. You're going to be mad. Or if you bought $5,000 worth of Bitcoin, and then the next morning you woke up and it was only $4,200 worth of Bitcoin, you're going to be pretty upset. So you got to play the long game and not let the short-term volatility upset you. But we're all human, right? I pretty much check the price of Bitcoin several times a day. All right. But let's go over to accounts. You can see down there in the bottom where it says accounts. There's that Bitcoin, 29,555. Why don't we go ahead and sell that Crypto.com coin? I got a little bonus there. I'm just going to sell that CRO for Bitcoin just to beef up that Bitcoin a little bit, right? It's like an extra $20 in there. I need to look at it. All right. So now we got a nice healthy amount of Bitcoin there, about $50 worth of Bitcoin. So let's just tap on Bitcoin, right? And then we've got the Bitcoin interface here for our Bitcoin holding. And we'll hit transfer. And what we want to do is withdraw. We're withdrawing it from the exchange and putting it into our own wallet. The reason we do that is because an exchange is like a bank, right? They're just holding it for you. It's not really yours until you put it in your pocket, right? What if the ATM goes down? What if there's a huge long line at the bank and you're late for work or whatever? You don't have access to your money if it's in the bank. Same with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. You want the Bitcoin to be in your own wallet to have full possession, right? Now I'm going to withdraw, and here's a list of Bitcoin addresses that I've whitelisted in the past. I'm going to go ahead and withdraw BTC to that Ledger address. Down below the withdrawal button, I'll hit max. We'll hit withdraw, and off it goes. I'm getting charged a fee to withdraw the Bitcoin, so keep that in mind as well. And then I need my two-factor authentication, which is Google Authenticator. I'll just go to the top there. That's my crypto.com code. I'll tap that code. It copies into my clipboard, slide myself back over to crypto.com, and then paste in that code. And I got to do it within like 10 seconds because the codes change. Right? That's the security of the two-factor authentication. And there we go. It's off. I just kind of wanted to get that one going. And we'll keep an eye on that and check on it later. And that's how you buy some Bitcoin and then move it to your own wallet, right? The wallet was our Ledger wallet. All right. So, but I would also like to show you another way to buy Bitcoin on a place called Coinbase. And I would like to, I want to save a little money this time. We're going to try and, I'm going to have to log back into my Coinbase account if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. All right. Let's get back in there. That's our right, Coinbase 724795. We'll hit verify there. A two-factor authentication is done through Google Authenticator. Let's take a look at Google. Whoops. I don't know what the heck. Oh, there's Google Authenticator. Google Authenticator, when you set up two-factor authentication, they will give you a barcode or a QR code to scan, which adds a code generator to Google Authenticator. And Google Authenticator uses an algorithm that is a mathematical formula that produces this 6-digit code, and it's based on the time of day, right? The clock. So Google takes the time of day and runs this mathematical transformation and generates this code. Each of the places that you have set up two-factor authentication, like for in this case, Coinbase, does the exact same thing. They have their code on their end, and they run this transformation based on the time of day to generate their 6-digit code, which matches the one that Google does. It's not a foolproof system because there's two keys that are being shared. It's like asynchronous or asynchronous cryptography because there's two secret keys that both exist, one on my phone and one at Coinbase. But it does pretty well based on the time of day. And that's why the codes keep getting refreshed every 10 seconds. Keeps it secure. See, you saw me put that 6-digit code in, but it won't work after 10 seconds, so it's secure. I don't know, I'm getting off on a tangent here. All right, let's go into Coinbase and buy some Bitcoin there. Let's hit trade. Let's hit buy. We're going to buy Bitcoin, and I'm going to use my debit card because that happens faster. They may have updated this, but as far as I know, it's still that way. If I use my bank account, I've got a higher limit. I can buy more Bitcoin if I want to, but it does take a few days to clear. So we're going to use the debit card to buy $30 worth of Bitcoin this time. We'll hit preview. Notice there's some Bitcoin in there already. That's from a bonus that I got. All right, so I'm going to preview that. Notice the fee is higher, $1.99 for 30. Which is a little more than what Crypto.com was charging. They were charging me $1 for 20. Oh no, theirs was 32, right? It was like $29 worth, right? So the fees are higher on Coinbase. Now we want to move the crypto into my wallet, but this time let's see if we can save ourselves a little money. There's a little thing called Coinbase Pro. So let's go to Coinbase Pro, if I can find the link here. All right, if you have a Coinbase account, then you can sign in to Coinbase Pro. Same credentials, right? Same username and password. Same two-factor authentication, too. All right, so it's a little more complicated to use. But what we want to do is we're going to try to withdraw our Bitcoin from here into our own wallet. Now, the accounts don't share automatically, right? I bought some Bitcoin on Coinbase regular, but it's not showing up in Coinbase Pro. It needs to be moved from one to the other. It's the same company, but it's just kind of the way it works. So what I'll do is I'm going to deposit some Bitcoin. All right, I'll choose Bitcoin here. Looks like there's a tiny bit in there already, not much. Now I'm going to take, instead of depositing it from a outside wallet, I'm going to use what's in my Coinbase account. So we'll hit Coinbase. And let's see, I want to max. There we go. All right, so as you can see, there's some Bitcoin in my Coinbase account. And I'm going to move it into my Coinbase Pro account. Now, the reason that I'm doing this is I'm going to try to save some money on that withdrawal. If you remember, I got charged a little bit from Crypto.com for the withdrawal. And Coinbase will charge me also for the withdrawal. Seth, I appreciate it. I appreciate your tip there. Another $10 tip. Looks like we're having bickets tonight in our house. Oh, that's great. One thing I'll just point out, right? That, and this is just my philosophy in life, is that money is an idea, right? A lot of people think of money as this thing that, you know, they go to work, they work, and then they get a paycheck, and it's down to the penny, right? It's like $384.45, right? And that's their money, right? That's their money, and they put it in their bank, and then they use it to pay their bills. They might go to a movie or go out and eat or whatever, but they think of money as like this thing, this commodity, this entity, right? That's separate from them. I don't think about money like that. I think of it as an idea, right? It's goodwill. It's you can manifest things in your life with positive actions, and use your knowledge and use your creativity. I have this YouTube channel where I generate ad revenue from videos that I posted, several months back, right? So the money that I've from the things that I've done in the past kind of comes in the present, right? It's kind of cool. And you might say, God, please, I really need some money right now. And then some money falls into your lap that you weren't aware of. And you could tell yourself, okay, that money was there anyway, right? That money came from something that happened yesterday, right? Or you could say, hey, in the present, I asked the universe for some money and I got it, right? That happened to me recently with the Uniswap, right? I was like, man, I just really need some extra money here. I'm feeling bad. I got I'm tired of watching my money disappear when the market goes down, right? And then all of a sudden, I read an article that said if you used Uniswap, you got 400 UNI tokens, right? So I go to Uniswap, and sure enough, there they were. And at the time, they were worth like $1,000. I was like, my God, I just got a free $1,000 tokens from Uniswap. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, right? Think of money as an idea, something that comes and goes in your life depending on your good attitude and your. So anyway, now that money is in here, let's withdraw it, right? Let's go. What are we going to do here? We're going to do withdraw. We're going to do BTC, and I want to take it to a crypto address. All right, so let's go ahead and generate this brand new address. Let's do receive. Let's do continue. Let's do don't have your device. I don't have it connected. I'm going to copy this into my clipboard, and then I'm going to slide back over here to Coinbase Pro. All right, I'm going to withdraw to a crypto address. They want the crypto address there. I'm going to paste it in. And then here, I get a lot of people get confused about this. They're like, what's going on here? You need to say use this address, right? It's like, bam, use that address. Okay. It's a valid BTC address. Let's double check it here, right? We can do it one more time. What is that? BC1Q5 Tux, right? So let's check it out. BC1Q5 Tux, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure it's the right address, right? Let's max it out, all right? Now, withdrawal. Where's our network fee? Oh, there's a slight network fee, but it's pretty low, comparatively speaking. They used to have no withdrawal fees at all. They used to absorb all of your. Here we are with our two-factor. I'm going to have to give it my Google Authenticator again. And I'll use the Coinbase one, right? So there it is over there, 393907. And if you're really fast, you might get this too. If you're like sitting at your computer waiting for me to do this. I've always wondered about that, you know. Someone that's like, dude, I see this guy moving crypto around every week, and maybe I'll just sit by my... But they would need my credentials first, right? They would need to have been logged into my account in order, and add that. All right, so there it goes. Boom, it's gone. Now, where can I see the history? It's got to be around here somewhere. Withdrawal. I think I was over in withdrawal. No? I know there's, I haven't used this in so long. Orders? No, I don't think it's orders. Portfolio. Okay, here. Bitcoin. Okay, there it is. Withdrawals. There it is, November 7th, pending. Right? So just to double check yourself, right? Did this go through or not? You can see that it's pending. You can even click here and see the address that we're sending it to, the entire address. We can just double check that over here. Looks good to me, right? So there, we just withdrew some Bitcoin from one place to another. Now we just kick back and just kind of wait for the Bitcoin to come in here. Question, what is safer on Coinbase Vault or Wallet? I know Ledger is safer, but I cannot get my Ledger working correctly. That's a very good question. And Coinbase does have a Vault. And they do also have a wallet. Now, the Coinbase Wallet is a separate app. So the question here is, which is safer, the Coinbase Vault or the Coinbase Wallet? Coinbase Vault is, first of all, Coinbase is a US-based company. They're a very large cryptocurrency exchange. They've got insurance, they've got certifications and all that. They follow regulations. Your money is pretty safe with them, right? It's pretty much as safe as it is with a bank, right? So, and they have this Vault feature where they put your Bitcoin in cold storage so that even if they get hacked, that Bitcoin is safe, right? But the drawback here is that if you need that Bitcoin, you're going to have to deal with them to get it, right? So they're holding it on your behalf. So it's safe, it's not going anywhere, but then there's that time feature where you might need it right away and you got to jump through a bunch of hoops to get access to it, right? I think there's like a waiting period when you want to withdraw from their vault. But it's safe, right? But maybe not convenient. Now, but Coinbase also has this thing called Coinbase Wallet. Now, I'll show you here, this one that says Coinbase, right? When I tap that, I'm simply logging into my Coinbase account there, right? It's the same account that I was just logged into on the web, right? They have an app, and this is being held on your behalf. This is custodial Bitcoin holdings, all right? But they also have a non-custodial wallet. You see down here it says wallet. It doesn't even say Coinbase. It just says wallet, but it is the Coinbase wallet. So when you click on that, you've got a place to store Bitcoin. Now, this is a non-custodial wallet. You control the private keys of this wallet. The private key for this wallet is stored on your phone. When you set this wallet up, you write down a 12-word recovery phrase. And if you lose the phone or the phone is damaged, you can restore the wallet using that recovery phrase. So this crypto is your crypto. Now, the question is, which is safer, right? So I would say this is safer, but there's some responsibility that goes along with that, right? I've got to keep my phone secure. I've got to keep, a good and secure access code on my phone, right? I don't want it to be 1111, but I don't think they, or just run around with my phone unlocked all the time. or be, oh, I left my phone at the party last night or whatever. You gotta be, you're responsible for your own security. So it's only as safe as you keep it safe, right? But it is your wallet, and you do have full access to it, right? It's not the most safest non-custodial wallet. There's a whole gamut of safety, right? I like the Ledger Nano X. Some people don't think it's safe enough, right? As we've seen now that there are some scammers out there that are scamming people out of their crypto through malware and spyware and phishing attempts. It may not be all that safe, but it's safer than this wallet is only as safe as my phone, right? But this one is a little more removed from the computer, right? I need to manipulate the buttons in order for these things to happen. So a good safe wallet as long as you keep your phone safe. And non-custodial, so you have total control. I would recommend putting your Bitcoin in this wallet over their vault myself. But that's just me. Because I like non-custodial wallets. And you're saying you're having trouble with the Ledger, so this one's a lot easier to use. There are a lot of there are other wallets you can use on your phone too, right? You've got Trust Wallet. There's also the Ledger Live app, which is just an interface to your crypto. So I can click on this app. I don't need to have my Ledger attached. And it should maybe tell me some Bitcoin came in. Okay, yeah, you can see both of those transactions that we sent are showing up in the app because the app is synced up with my Ledger Live Bitcoin accounts, right? So we've got this one here. That's the Crypto.com, the one that came in. Network fees $8.50. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's pretty expensive. This one, not as much, right? Network fees $61.62. That's weird. I didn't see that come out. That's weird. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Because I definitely did not get $61.62 subtracted from that transaction, right? We withdrew about $40, if we recall, right? We can go back up here. We can look at that, and what was it? It was 41.13 US dollar, 0.00278. 0.00270, right? So there was some fees came out, but not a lot, right? Not $62 worth. But the Crypto.com one looks like I really got kind of shafted, right? Because this one's saying, well, let's look, right? It's 0.00304. Let's go back over to Crypto.com. Let's go up to the top here. We'll go history. There's a pending withdrawal, and it says I withdrew 0.0034. Let's go back. Oh, see, we're going back and forth here. Let's look at this one. 0.00304, but they did tell us that it was going to be like the fee was going to be 0.0004, right? So we expected that. But so what is that? What is 0.0004? Let's go to CoinGecko and find out. Let's go to over here. Where is it? Oh, can't find it. Price charts. Is it just me? Ah, here it is. Price chart. All right, Bitcoin. All right, let's find out what 0.00123 That's $5.91, right? So it was $50 worth of Bitcoin, and we got hit for like $5-6 worth of our Bitcoin when we withdrew it from Crypto.com, right? So the Coinbase Pro was cheaper, right? So what was our fee there? I don't remember. There. Huh? Oh, fee. Okay, 0.00075 for relatively the same amount of Bitcoin, if I remember. It was a little less, right? There. That's $1.13 of a fee. Now, granted, when you move Bitcoin across the blockchain, there are network fees. But most of the cryptocurrency exchanges absorb those fees and then charge you their own fee, right? So I don't know, is crypto.com making a profit on those? Was their fee actually lower to move that Bitcoin and then they charge me a little more? We don't know, right? Or was that it looks like the network fee that got charged by Coinbase Pro is our best way of moving crypto that we buy, right? So we buy it on Coinbase, deposit on Coinbase Pro, and then we can withdraw it with a low fee. But also remember, we had to pay a fee when we bought it on crypto.com, or Coinbase, regular Coinbase. Now, we could have been smarter and just bought it on Coinbase Pro, right? You can do that. So let's see. How do I do that? I think there's a buy. Oh, there's a US dollar wallet right there. US dollar wallet. Bitcoin US dollar. Right, we want to buy. If I can figure this out. It's been so long. I thought that you could just buy it outright, but maybe not. So let's see. We got to do. Hey, buddy. Hey, what was that?
I got all the letters. I got all the letters in those Snickers bars.
Oh, wow! And you spelled out Snickers. So when we were trick or treating people, I guess we bought a big bag of Snickers fun size. And each of the fun size Snicker bars had a letter on it, right? So some of them had S, and some of them had N, and some of them had I. So he took a bunch of them and just laid them out and spelled out Snickers. All right, so let's say we want to deposit US dollar. I think that's it. There we go. Right, so we can do a bank account, and it says that it will happen right away. So I think that would be the cheapest way to buy the Bitcoin. I think they do immediate, like I could do, okay, I want $50 worth of money, right? And it would come right out of my checking and go straight into my account, and then I could use it to trade for Bitcoin, right? I would end up with the trading fee when I bought the Bitcoin, but I think that's probably our cheapest bet. There are other exchanges that with even lower fees, right? So a lot of people want to know, hey, what's the cheapest way to buy it? And this might be it. All right, so question. Okay. All right, let's see. Wait a minute. Can you please tell me the other feature on CoinTracker other than the tax part? What is it they're offering for $14.90 a month to track coins? I don't think you have to pay. Oh, unless they've got something I'm not aware of. You don't have to pay CoinTracker anything. Let me see this. Okay. I don't think you have to pay them anything until you actually want to file your taxes. Unless they've got some new thing I'm not aware of. But you can connect your wallets, track your portfolio, and then when you want to file your taxes, they charge you based on the number of transactions that occurred in that tax year, starting at $14.99. Unless there's something I'm not aware of, some new service, but I don't. Oh, products. Let's check. Crypto Wallet Tracker is free. Okay. The Crypto Portfolio Assistant. Oh, okay. So they got this track and manage your crypto investment performance. Oh, I see. Someone had asked me about this. I think what it is it's a service that once you connect all of your exchanges that you use and all of the wallets that you use to cointracker.com, it allows you to sort of manage your portfolio, and it'll tell you how much your portfolio gained or lost. I don't know. I haven't used it, so that might be what you're asking about. Crypto portfolio, and seamlessly track your crypto portfolio across your wallets and exchanges. I thought this was included in the tax thing. I don't know. I've used them to generate my tax forms, for a few years. So maybe because they tell me I can go to my portfolio, but it looks like this is like a separate thing that they've come out with now that is more focused on just managing your portfolio, looking at, the total balance, how much each cryptocurrency makes up percentage-wise of the portfolio, how much you gain or lost on each trade, that sort of thing. That's a service. All right. And then they also have the tax thing, which is, okay, I see. The tiers are a little different to get your taxes done, right? So the small one is just and there are a lot of apps out there that will help you manage your portfolio for free, but they all have their limitations. Some of them you can connect directly to your accounts so that it provides real-time information. Others you can just put in what you want. That's what I do. I use CoinTracker Pro, or I'm sorry, what the hell is the name of it? I don't want to show it to you because it's got personal information on it. But it's called Crypto Pro. And I use Crypto Pro, this one up here, to kind of keep an eye on what I've got invested. But there's other things that I've got that I don't put in Crypto Pro. But Crypto Pro has a pretty good, a lot of cryptos that you may not find other places, right? And there's always new ones being added, right? So you might go out on Uniswap and buy some obscure crypto and it's not in Crypto Pro. You can't really track it, right? So it's not foolproof. But there are a lot of apps and there are a lot of services that allow you to manage and track your portfolio, right? Because it gets confusing, right? If all you've got is a few cryptos, you can manage your portfolio in Ledger Live. It'll tell you the value of your total value of your portfolio, how much it's up or down. But this one's not really that great. It will give you an price overview of your total holdings, but these numbers here are affected by crypto that you move in and out, which I don't find very helpful. I'm like, I know I just withdrew some crypto, and that, because I withdrew crypto, I'm down $500 because I withdrew it. I mean, I would prefer to know, the percentages of the prices going up and down, and the real time, evaluation of how much my portfolio's gained or lost on a day, right? If I don't touch anything, but it doesn't do that, right? It takes into account what you've moved in and out. So it's not that helpful, but at least it tells you what your total value is, and it will break it down over here and show you, okay, you've got this much ETH and this much value, right? But it doesn't. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies that can't be tracked in Ledger Live, right? So you might want to go use cointracker.com for that, right? It's probably got quite a few cryptos that you can track, right? And a very easy to use interface, right? So that's probably what they're asking. Let's see what else we got here. I also have SHA on Bitrue and Doge on Bittrex, and I need to transfer both of them to the Ledger Nano X. How do I transfer these as well? All right, so if you don't know whether it's compatible with your Ledger device, you would go to ledger.com. Oops. See there? I mistyped it. Let's try that again. We go over to crypto assets, and then we search for the asset that we're interested in. Your question was about SHA. And okay, I don't see it here. I'm not sure about SHA. And then let's try, what was the other one? DOGE. I'm sure that one's. Okay, Dogecoin is supported in Ledger Live. So for Dogecoin, that's a slam dunk, right? You just go over to Manager, and we'll connect our device. I'll show you how this works. Let's pull this over here. Let's go here, turn this camera on, zoom in. All right, let's pull this guy out. Let's connect him. Come on now. There we go. Let's face the screen here. I'm going to plug in my USB cable. All right, then I'm going to enter my PIN. I'll do that. I use the full 8-digit PIN. I'd recommend that. It's a little bit time consuming, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad. More secure. Longer numbers are always more secure. All right, now we're going to allow Ledger Manager. So we'll click both buttons. And then that'll get us into Ledger Manager. Let's go over here and search the catalog, DOGE. There's Dogecoin. Let's hit install. This is a slam dunk. All right, Dogecoin is now installed. Let's go back to manage accounts. You can click this, or you can just click up here to get back to accounts. Now let's find that. Well, I'll show you. Let's hit add account. And then we want DOG, right? Whoops. DOGE, right? There it is. We want to add that account because we want to be able to manage our wallet, right? We just created a private key for Dogecoin. Am I saying that right? Dogecoin? Dogecoin? I thought it was Doge, but I could be wrong, right? Let's hit continue. Now we need to get into the Doge app. Notice how it just pops up and says, go ahead and enter the app. Right now, it's a little more intuitive than it used to be. Now, I didn't have to navigate over to DOGE. It just offered me the option of entering the app because that was the app, or that was the coin that I was looking to add, right? And then, okay, there it is. Let's take off that one because I only have one anyway. There it is, Dogecoin. Let's hit add account. We're done. And now, see, there it is, Dogecoin. I just go to receive, right? I'll hit continue. I do have the device, so let's give it a minute. All right, there's the address, right? I'm going to copy that address into my clipboard. All right, I'll go ahead and confirm it over here. And then I'm done. Now all I need to do is go over to, where did you say it was? Bittrex, I think. Okay, so now you just go over to Bittrex and do a withdrawal and paste in that address and withdraw it to your wallet. That other one, SHA, didn't look like it was supported in Ledger Live. All right, so, but Doge is, right? It's pretty easy to deal with, right? I've shown you that on Bitcoin a few times tonight, right? You do withdraw, you paste in the Bitcoin address that you want to withdraw to. Same process with DOGE. DOGE. All right, I wanted to get to some DeFi tonight. Guys, let's do it. I like to use Chrome. Chrome works best. And I like to use a Metamask wallet. So let's get ourselves logged in to our Metamask wallet. All right. So Metamask wallet is a browser extension that you can use to manage and hold cryptocurrencies. Not quite as secure as the Ledger, but more versatile, right? You can connect to it and trade from it. You can also connect your Ledger to the Metamask wallet. I've had some issues with signing transactions on DeFi platforms, so I tend to sort of go with the standalone Metamask wallet. It's less trouble-free, right? It's less glitchy. But I think it would be more secure to use your ledger-based wallet and connect through Metamask. Like, so if I click here, I can connect to my hardware wallet and manage my balance through that to use these DeFi platforms. But I don't do that. I tend to stick with a standalone, right? The private key to this one is stored on in my browser on my computer somewhere, right? Keep your computer, don't be fooled by strange links. I've got EST, internet security. I've got Malwarebytes, anti-malware. EST security has a firewall is included in this antivirus software. And I keep my computer free of bloatware, right? We're all, we do a lot on our computer. Some people have a separate computer that they only use for crypto. I don't. This is my go-to machine. But I don't put a lot of bloatware on there. I'm not like downloading a bunch of games. And that's great. Free games and stuff are all cool. The problem with some of those is when you download that free game, that you want to play because you're bored or whatever, the installer asks you if you want to install other software that's from their partners or whatever. And generally they're tick boxes, right? So you have to untick them. And a lot of people don't. They just like click, okay, continue. So they download that one free game, and then they've downloaded like 3 other programs that they didn't even know they were downloading or using or whatever. And now they've got a bunch of bloatware on their computer, right? Which could be spyware, malware, who knows, right? So keep your computer clean and safe, and be careful what you download and install on your computer. I don't have a bunch of free stuff on my computer. I've learned a long time ago that if you want quality software, it's probably to get the paid software. And don't buy or don't download and use cracked software, especially like cracked virus protection, right? Anyway, just take care of your computer. All right, so now, where were we? We were in Metamask. Now we can use Metamask to connect to Uniswap and trade on Uniswap, right? So Uniswap is, I think right now, is probably one of the biggest ones. Let's look over at coinmarketcap.com. Let's just do this. Coinmarketcap.com. And CoinGecko has these too. But if we look over here at exchanges, and then we've got DEX, right? We can see that Uniswap is the #1 DEX by activity, volume, market share, all that stuff. It's a big one right now. A lot of people are using Uniswap. The problem right now is that the fees are really high, and you have to be really careful. Now, I saw an article the other day about a guy who paid like $9,000 for a transaction fee on Uniswap. And when I read the article, I saw that it wasn't that he went to make a trade and like the fee was like abnormally high, and that can happen, right? And it autofills. So that's why you got to look at it before you confirm it. But he actually entered the amount in there himself, and he filled the wrong field with a wrong total. And so he accidentally put in like 200,000 GWE, which was like $9,000 worth of Ethereum. And, like he said, he ruined his life. But I don't know that that was Uniswap's fault. But you have to be careful with these. All right, so we can see that Uniswap is #1 right now. Let's go over to Launch App. Now we need to connect this to our wallet. So when I hit Connect Wallet and I choose MetaMask, look what happens. Wrong network. Why does it say wrong network? Well, because my MetaMask was configured to access the Binance Smart Chain, right? We'll talk about that one next. I need to move back over to the Ethereum mainnet, right? And then you can see now that when I do that, that I have an Ethereum balance and that I could use that Ethereum to buy some brand new hot coin, right? Now, before you do that, you need to do your research and make sure you know the name of the coin that you really want. The best, one of a good one, resources for you there is CoinGecko. CoinGecko could give you a breakdown of what, let's do POLS. I'm just doing this as an example because I'm aware of this coin, right? Now, if I decided I wanted to buy some of this coin, and I want to make sure I'm getting the right one and not some cheap substitute, you can go here to the contract address and click to copy. Do your research, make sure you want the coin, and then you can go back over to Uniswap and hit select token and paste in that contract address, and lo and behold, the coin comes up in the interface. Now you can see here that I've already added it before. I'm still doing that, aren't I? Sorry. I know that was on for like 15 minutes. You saw my mouth. Anyway, there we go. Now I know that, and I could max it out, but I shouldn't do that. The reason why I shouldn't max out the Ethereum that's in the wallet is because I need some Ethereum left over to pay fees on my next transaction, right? So you want to keep a lot of extra ETH in the wallet. I could do 0.1, right? And then hit swap. Now, when I hit swap, you'll notice that in order to confirm it, I need to sign it with my Metamask wallet. And there it's telling me, okay, there's my gas fee of $135. I think what that guy did was he went up in here and to advanced and somehow filled in here. Bad idea, right? Somehow he, instead of putting limit, he put price, and he ended up putting like a lot, right? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to reject it. But that's how you use the MetaMask wallet to make purchases on Uniswap, right? And that one, the fee wasn't that bad, right? That wouldn't have been horrible, right? But the fees are getting high depending on what you're after, right? That new hot coin that you heard about in that forum or from that guru or on Telegram or whatever, and everyone's trying to get it, the fees might be really high on that guy. So you have to make that choice. Am I willing to spend $50 on transaction fees to get my hands on this hot coin before anybody else does? Because I think it's going to go to the moon next week, right? Or not, right? You have to make that evaluation on your own. Now, the other thing I talked about with DeFi is the liquidity pools. Now, in order to participate in a liquidity pool, you're going to have at least two different coins. You have to have a pair. Let's see if I've got, okay. Okay, this BZRX, I have some of that, right? If there was a liquidity pool for those two, which there probably is, I could max this one out and then add those two amounts of coins to their liquidity pool. I'm placing it on deposit, but I'm going to get a piece of the action. That's yield farming, right? We talked about that a little bit last time. And we can also go to Uniswap ROI and look for the best here, and I'll copy that. I'll paste that in over here so you guys can see what that's all about. And you can look here in pools. You have to sign up for this. You just need an email and a password. And they have a pro version, so you could like go pro and maybe get better features or whatever. So these are the highest yielding pairs right now, right? This one is equivalent annual percentage rate of 220 per year, right? But you need to be in the liquidity pool for the whole year. But the Uniswap ROI for 30 days is 18%. So in only 30 days, you're going to get an 18% return. That's in a perfect world. That's if the price stays exactly the same. Now, if the price of both of those assets goes up, you're gonna get that and more, right? Because you'll end up having more in the liquidity pool at the end of your thing, right? You can get out of it anytime you want, right? But if you leave it in for 30 days, you're pretty much going to get this. That's the rate of return as of right now, right? But if the price of Katon tanks, then you could lose everything, right? So this is not a set and forget, right? You got to be very careful with these liquidity pools, right? You could lose money if you're not careful. Now these highest liquidity ones, these are the safer bets, right? Because there's a lot of liquidity. It's not as volatile, right? The returns aren't as sexy, but they're not bad, right? Here's our 30-day ROI, 1%. But better than a bank, right? The banks are giving you like 0.01 APR, right? Yearly. So, right, you got to put it, if you put $5,000 in a savings account, it would take you an entire year to get 0.1% interest on that. So banks are pretty much done, right? This is where the real action is in DeFi. All right. So, but let's check some other DeFi. You guys asked me in the beginning what are some new the DeFi platforms. Let's try this guy, PancakeSwap. Now, if we go over here to CoinGecko and we go to DeFi, we can see the top ones, right? Uniswap being of Chainlink, Wrapped Bitcoin DAI, Uniswap, and then I believe PancakeSwap is down here somewhere, isn't it? Did I pass it? Harvest Finance. There it is, 58. Well, it's weird because if you go to the top dexes on CoinMarketCap, PancakeSwap is at number 8. So I don't know how they determine the rank, but it's in there, right? Now, PancakeSwap is unique because it's on the Binance Smart Chain. So when I go to connect wallet and I hit Metamask, it says wrong network, right? Because there are some configuration settings that I need to put into Metamask in order to use the Binance Smart Chain. So I've got it already set up here. I can switch right over to it. Notice that this says BNB. This is Binance Chain BNB, right? It's been converted to Binance Chain. I got a great video on how you do PancakeSwap. Let's go back here. You can check that out. It gives you like here we go. It gives you a step-by-step on getting started on how to do PancakeSwap. Because it's not something I can like show you how to set up in 5 minutes. I can if I edit the video and everything. I forget how long that video that I just linked you to is what? 26 minutes long, right? All right, so now that we've connected our wallet, we can do the same thing. We can buy things like Trust Wallet token, which is pretty hot right now. It's probably down now, but let's check it out. Where was that? Where did I find that? Oh, I can't remember. But anyway, it's like really hot right now. Binance Dex. I believe it's Binance Dex. Yeah, if we go down here, right, Trust Wallet token is the #1 trading pair on Binance Dex right now. It's up like 23%, which is pretty good because everything kind of went down today. Trust Wallet token's like a hot token right now. So, but we can buy it right on PancakeSwap if we want to, right? So let's say I wanted to buy like 2 BNB. I'll spend 2 of my BNB to get 633 Trust Wallet tokens. So we'll hit swap here. We'll hit confirm swap. Right, and then this is a pretty small amount. This is like 8 cents. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. Now, the interesting thing about Binance Smart Chain is that it happens so much quicker. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got our Trust Wallet token. Now we can go over to the pool and we can add liquidity. And we're going to choose a pair, right? BNB and Trust Wallet token. All right. How much? I'll just max out the Trust Wallet token. Ooh, I got a lot. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. What the heck? All right, so that's going to cost me, I'm going to put in 3.68 BNB. Let's see how much that is, right? Let's go to CoinGecko. Let's go to BNB. And it's really hard to keep track of DeFi. Oh my God. I just fly by the seat of my pants. All right, so there it is. Okay, that's $100 worth of BNB and $100 worth of Trust Wallet token, right? It's equivalent amount, right? So it's $200 that I'm putting in liquidity pool. So let's hit supply. I'm going to get 63 pool tokens back. I'll hit confirm. And we have to sign it with the wallet. And we're good. Right, now we can back out. There's our TWT BNB liquidity pool token, right? Or that's our liquidity that we've got. Right, now this is cool too. I can take this liquidity pool token and farm it, right? So I can go over here to farm, and I can go down here to Trust Wallet token BNB. That's the pair that we just bought, or that we just deposited in the liquidity pool. Now we can do they call this the flip token, right? Because I'm going to flip it like a pancake and make some extra money on it. I'll hit select, and then I'll hit plus here, and then I'll take those 63 liquidity pool tokens, and I'm going to stake them in the pancake farm, right? We'll hit confirm. And what is this going to do for me? This will allow me to earn cake. Interesting, right? There, I've got 63 tokens in the TWT BNB liquidity pool flip token, and tomorrow I'll have some cake that I earn. Like if we go over here to farm and we go to the cake BNB, which I already have, you can see that I have 186 cake BNB tokens, and I'm earning cake. So that's pretty cool, right? And then we can even take the cake that we're... actually, this one isn't working that much. I only hold VeChain because I'm not rich. Better ideas. That's good. Like I said, this is not really an investment live stream. It's more of a technical assistance. But maybe hold some Bitcoin, maybe hold some Ethereum. They're pretty safe bets if you've got some money laying around that you want to put into crypto. Maybe some Chainlink. These are like the safe crypto investments, right? I wouldn't take your, you got $100 to play with, or $500, let's just say, and then you run out and you buy some really small cap token thinking it's gonna go to the moon, and it doesn't. And not only do you not make money, but then maybe you end up losing some money. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, these big ones, you might see some volatility, but in the long run, I think they're pretty safe bets, besides VeChain. VeChain's no slouch, though. Maybe just buy some more VeChain, right? Okay, but I wanted to show you how I can take the cake that I'm earning and stake that to earn more cake. Right? Or I could take cake and earn some of these pools, right? So I could go to the NAR pool. I have no cake at the moment, but let's just go ahead and harvest this cake here. We'll hit confirm. So I just harvested the cake that I've been earning from staking cake. Staking cake to earn cake. That's okay. And it should give me a doodle-doodle here in a minute. There it goes. All right, now let's say, okay, I want to stake some of this NAR pool, right? Right, there it is. There's that 3 cake. I can max it out, hit confirm. Now I've got some cake staked to earn NAR tokens. So, and these projects come up here in the Pancake Swap. So you can stake your cake to earn these new tokens that are available on these limited time deals, right? They go away after a while. See, I'm earning NAR, but I was doing the TWT, right? I earned some TWT, you know, a while back, right? When it first came out, right? So that's pretty cool, all right? Now, what is NAR? Let's check that guy out. Let's go over to DeFi NAR. There it is, the narwhal. So very similar interface. It connects, automatically connected to my Metamask wallet. I probably spent more BNB than I really wanted to. I like to keep a few BNB spare for paying fees or whatever, but that's okay for now. I'll put some more in later. But it connects to the same wallet, right? So it has access to the same BNB, and I can buy any number of other tokens here, just like I can in Pancake Swap. But it also has some other features here. Let's go into this. If it hasn't crashed yet. Okay, there it is. So they also have liquidity pool tokens that you can, if we go back to the exchange, right, they've got the pool tokens. You can add liquidity and create, you can add liquidity from 2 pair and then take those pairs and participate in farming, right? So if you look at this one, I've got the BNB NAR pair here. I created liquidity. I got the liquidity pool tokens back, and then I'm basically farming those, right? I've got those on deposit, and they're earning me, for the amount of this liquidity pool, I'm earning 531 NAR per week. But like I said, I need to keep an eye on NAR, right? I can't just forget about this. Where's info? Where's the info? Here? Yeah, I don't know where the info is, doggone it. Okay. Whoa, what's that? Charts, maybe? Info, okay. Right. Here I can look at the current price of NAR, right? And there it is. It's like 7, it's down, right? So, okay, I put some NAR in that liquidity pool, and now the price of NAR is down. So when I go to pull my NAR back out and the BNB, I will have earned those trading fees, but then I lost on the NAR, right? The NAR, I may have been better to have my money somewhere else, right? So this is something you got to keep an eye on this stuff. And then I'd like to show you another one that's pretty cool because it gets into, I'm going to show you the bakery swap. Now, these are all Binance chain platforms. What I think is cool about the bakery swap is if we look, it's connected to my Metamask wallet, right? Because my Metamask wallet is on the Smart Chain network, right? And in that Pancake Swap video, I show you how to set up the Metamask wallet. We can go to the exchange, right? They've got the same access to the same BNB as I did with NAR swap, right? If we go back to the exchange, it's exactly the same, right? We're in the same interface. We can buy and sell tokens, right? But we can also do these liquidity pool things, right? We can do the pool. We can add liquidity, right? And then we can go over here. Like I've got the pet bake liquidity pool token. I don't know why they call it BLP, right? And you can see there that I'm generating bake, right? And that these are the liquidity pool tokens that I've got. So it's very similar to Pancake Swap and NAR Swap and all that stuff, but it's kind of got its own interface. But what's interesting about the Bakery Swap is that they have non-fungible tokens too. These are kind of like crypto kitties, and I'm not really into this at all. This thing where you buy this egg and then you hatch it and then you go and there's some online thing where uh, you actually battle your pets against other people's pets. You know? Because for me, I'm probably really bad at this. I'd probably lose my pet in the first battle, right? But I guess if you battle your pet properly, you can make money and gain fame and fortune and all that stuff. But here's another interesting thing that's kind of cool too. These bakery combos. So a bakery combo is like you're staking cake or bake, you're staking bake for these like combos of food, right? Where's mine? I have one. Bakery combos. Oh, combos. Here we go. Oh, my combos. Okay, so here we go. I bought one. That's the basic. I think it's like $100, $200 maybe. So I can earn bake by holding this non-fungible token, an NFT, because you can't trade one for another, right? It's not like a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. This is a unique token. It's a unique combination. They may have more than one of these, right? But I can't just trade this directly for Bitcoin because it's unique. All right, it's Earl Grey, mangosteen, and butter and toast. That's an interesting breakfast. I used to live in Indonesia, and they had mangosteens, and they're really good. They're like this really weird fruit. It's like a shell. You open it up, and then there's this really soft white stuff. It's kind of like an orange, but softer and sweeter. Really good. But anyway, it's not a real mangosteen, right? But I can earn. It has a certain amount of staking power. It's as if I were staking 35 or 30,000 bake, and I'm earning. And then the idea here is that at some point I could actually go trade this on like an open marketplace. This particular NFT might go up in value, right? So not only am I earning on it, but I might be able to trade it for more than I bought it for at some point. So I've got to do some videos on NFTs, but this is the latest thing is NFTs. So this Binance chain, decentralized bakery swap is kind of a cool play. And I got links to all these down in the description below. There's another one called Burger Swap. Somebody over there is upset. Burger Swap is another one. You can do liquidity pools on Burger Swap, earn Burger. Pretty cool. So there's all kinds of new things. But remember, these are all risky. They do entail risk. They're not like sure things. It's not like you put your money in the savings account. Because if I put $5,000 in a bank, and even though I'm earning 0.1%, when I go back to the bank after a month or two, the value of the U.S. dollar would not have fluctuated to where my value of the savings went down. Having said that, though, we all know that the dollar is inflationary by nature, right? It always ends up being worth less and less every day. Just think about how much more you pay for groceries now than you did 10 years ago, right? But at least the price of the dollar doesn't fluctuate wildly the way cryptos do. So you have to be aware of what's going on. You have to check on these daily to make sure that your investment is not tanking, right? But an interesting way to earn value, crypto, money, dollar, however you want to think of it, with crypto that you own, right? You're putting your crypto to work for you rather than letting it just sit around in a wallet gathering dust. The price of that crypto might go up and you might be able to sell it for more down the road. But while you're waiting for that, you could put it to work in these DeFi platforms to yield farm, earn interest by lending it out to other people. That's basically what you're doing here. Okay. Obviously, you do have your own research and hence homework, but in the end, I think that there are some very decent tokens which definitely do not rely on hyper bubble per se and long term, right? Yeah, I talked earlier a little few minutes ago about what I would consider to be safe crypto investments, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Link. And then also we talked about high liquidity ROIs, right? These are safer type liquidity pool investments, right? So it all depends on how much risk that you're willing to take, right? All right, guys, I'm out. It's been a great night. I went a little over, but I wanted to show you these DeFi platforms that I've been playing around with. I've got links down in the description. Don't forget, I do this every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live Q&A from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my very best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.